Have you ever wondered what would happen if the lights just went out and never came back on? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? Our modern world is built on a silent, invisible giant, the electrical grid. We flick a switch and light floods the room. We tap a screen and the entire world is at our fingertips. But what if one day that switch does nothing? What if that screen stays dark forever? This isn't just about a minor inconvenience. This is about the collapse of everything we know. Today we're going to explore the terrifying domino effect of a total global power grid failure. What happens in the first hour, the first week, the first year? Stick around, because the answers might just change how you see the world. It's silence, a sudden deafening quiet, the hum of the refrigerator, the buzz of the fluorescent lights, the background noise of the television, all gone. In cities, the immediate effect is chaos. Traffic lights die, causing gridlock on an unimaginable scale. Trains grind to a halt in tunnels. Subways become dark tombs. Elevators freeze between floors, trapping people in vertical metal boxes. At home, you might first think it's a simple blackout. You reach for your phone to check the news, but there's no signal. Cell towers need power. The internet is gone. Landlines, for the few who still have them, might work for a short time on backup power, but they too will eventually fall silent. Communication with the outside world is severed. For the first few hours there's confusion, not panic. People light candles, tell stories, and wait for the power to come back on. They assume it's temporary, but as the hours stretch on, a cold, creeping realization begins to set in. This is different. This is something far worse. Darkness falls not just on the streets, but on our entire connected civilization. By the end of the first day, the initial novelty has worn off, replaced by a growing sense of dread. The first major crisis isn't darkness, it's water. Municipal water systems rely on electric pumps to maintain pressure and purify water. Without power, the taps run dry. For a day or two, there might be residual water in the pipes, but it's not being replenished. People with bottled water are the lucky ones, but how long can that last? Sanitation systems also fail. Toilets won't flush. Sewage systems, which also rely on electric pumps, begin to back up. The smell in densely populated cities becomes unbearable, and a new, invisible threat emerges: disease. Food is the next domino to fall. Your refrigerator and freezer are now just insulated boxes. All the frozen and refrigerated food begins to spoil. Supermarkets are a scene of pandemonium. With no electronic payment systems working, cash is king. But soon, even that doesn't matter. The shelves are stripped bare within hours. People grab whatever they can: canned goods, dried pasta, anything that doesn't need refrigeration. The supply chain, a modern marvel of logistics, has completely collapsed. No new trucks are arriving with fresh supplies because gas stations can't pump fuel without electricity. The world's food supply is essentially frozen in time, and what's on the shelves is all there is. For now, social order begins to fray. Desperation leads to conflict. The police are overwhelmed, dealing with traffic accidents, looting, and widespread panic. The rules of society are starting to bend, and soon they will break. Welcome to the first week of the blackout. This is where the true struggle for survival begins. The initial chaos has morphed into a grim, quiet desperation. The cities, once beacons of progress, are becoming death traps. Without running water and sanitation, diseases like cholera and dysentery, things we thought were relics of the past, start to spread rapidly. Hospitals are a nightmare. They've been running on backup generators, but the fuel has run out. Life support machines go silent. Surgeries are impossible. Modern medicine in its entirety ceases to exist. A simple infection, a broken bone, an asthma attack, all can become a death sentence. Communities start to break down. Paranoia sets in. Your neighbor is no longer a friend, but a potential competitor for scarce resources. The concept of private property becomes fluid. People with stockpiles of food, water, or medicine become targets. The strong prey on the weak. The government, if it even has a coherent central command left, is powerless to enforce order on a mass scale. Any emergency broadcast would be limited to battery-powered radios, and their messages of calm would sound hollow against the reality on the ground. People begin to flee the cities, hoping to find resources in the countryside. But this mass exodus creates its own problems. The roads are clogged with abandoned vehicles. The journey is perilous, and there's no guarantee that the countryside is any better. In fact, rural areas might be fiercely protective of their own resources. The world is splintering into small, isolated pockets of humanity, each fighting for its own survival. Now let's look further ahead. 1 month, 6 months, a year. The long-term consequences are nothing short of apocalyptic. The world as we knew it is gone. The population has been decimated by starvation, disease, and violence. The intricate knowledge of our civilization is at risk. All our digital information, libraries, scientific data, cultural records, personal memories is lost. It exists on servers that are nothing more than dead metal. We are thrown back into a pre-industrial age, but without the skills. How many of us know how to farm without modern equipment? How many can hunt, purify water, or build a shelter from scratch? These are the skills that now determine life or death. Society would have to be rebuilt from the ground up. Small agrarian communities might form around sources of fresh water. Knowledge would become the most valuable currency. Not financial knowledge, but practical knowledge. Someone who knows how to fix a simple machine or remembers basic principles of engineering or medicine would be invaluable. But this new world would be brutal. Life expectancy would plummet. Generations of progress in human rights, equality, and science would be wiped away. We would be a species starting over, haunted by the ghosts of a world of light and information we could no longer access. The towering skyscrapers of our cities would stand as silent monuments to a lost age, a constant reminder of how high we climbed and how far we fell. So what's the takeaway from this bleak journey into darkness? Is it to scare you? No, it's to make us think. It's a reflection on the incredible, yet fragile, system we've built. Our entire modern civilization rests on the assumption that the power will always be on. This thought experiment reveals our shared vulnerability. It underscores the importance of being prepared, not just as individuals, but as a society. Thinking about things like diversifying our power sources, hardening our grid against threats, and even learning basic survival skills isn't paranoid. It's prudent. It's just about respecting the foundation upon which our world is built and ensuring it is as strong as it can possibly be. The story of a world without power is a cautionary tale. It reminds us not to take the simple miracle of a light switch for granted. It encourages us to be more resilient, more resourceful, and more connected to our communities in a real, tangible way. Because in the end, if the lights do go out, it won't be technology that saves us. It will be each other. Thanks for watching. If this video made you think, consider liking and subscribing for more explorations into the big questions of our world. Stay curious and stay safe.